Hey everybody, Edo here, and today we're looking at Burst My Bubble. This is live on Kickstarter now, and it was designed by Dan Crutchfield and Ryan Smith. Now, every once in a while you come across some of these games that this is totally unique and interesting game. It's got a lot of familiarities in its set collection, and it's billed as sort of an all-ages, family type of game. But it's its own theme. You're making bubbles. And you're trying to get the most points and have the most points by a combination of set collection and these hero bubbles. The graphic design is actually quite strong. In fact, the print on these cards, I don't know where these prototype cards were made, but the print quality is awesome. It's awesome print quality. But to get to the game, in Burst My Bubble, effectively, you're taking turns around the table drawing cards, and you're building up a hand, and your hand, you have bubbles, which are these blue ones, and you're going to be doing sets. You have unstable bubbles, which get played instantly, so they're, if you get an unstable bubble, you can play it. You essentially have cards that allow you to take out bubbles. There's this one, and then there's also the, forget the name, but it's one that you can combo. It's the, what is it called? It's the arrow. It's the burster, that's right. So you're collecting bubbles on one hand, and then you have the burster, and then that pop symbol to take out bubbles, right? So you have bubbles you're collecting for sets, and then you have attack cards. The attack cards can also be sets too. So you're sort of just trying to get a lot of stuff. And you're drawing and drawing, and then you have action cards that benefit you, benefit other players, that kind of thing. It's rotating around the table with this growing tension that somebody's going to say, burst my bubble. And when they say burst my bubble, they effectively take their hand, and now I have a ton of cards in my hand, but they're going to play all of the bubble cards they have in their hand down onto the table, including these bubble heroes, the color cards, and they're all cute and fun little characters. And you're going to say you play one of those and a bunch of other bubbles. They've essentially started the clock, the bubble war clock, while all the other players are then trying to burst all these bubbles using those burster cards, and they basically all have values. And like to take out a 10, you need a 10. You can keep playing bursters to get like a 20 or a 30, and it's that kind of thing. There are other action cards or benefit cards like the there's like glycerin that can like make bubbles stronger, so we call them defense cards. And so you have this dynamic where you're sort of going around the table. Oh, and of course, if you get knocked out in that period, everyone else is going to get points. So everyone's sort of drawing cards, building up, waiting to decide if they're going to jump in and call burst my bubble, or somebody else is going to come in and burst it. Our family had a good time doing this. It has a little bit of a, sometimes you can try to do it really quick, and then it feels like you just, people weren't ready, and that has a weird dynamic. And then if you're trying to be really strategic, you can end up getting really gigantic hands, and then it becomes this sort of huge blowdown, and it's very hard in a big game for a player in that condition, the bubble player, to win. So there's this interesting middle timing thing that goes on. And so I think playing this with family and kids and people who aren't getting too in depth in terms of that exact moment, it really, really works. I think to some degree you could start struggling as people try to min-max this game, and it can feel a little longer than I think intended. But we had chuckles and fun, and I have to say the moment around bursting bubbles and seeing how long you can last is a fun dynamic in this type of game. I do think, though, the hand drawing thing does get in the way a little bit at times, but certainly worth checking out. Check out the rules and learn more about it. Live on Kickstarter now. Otherwise, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Most importantly, play some great games. Bye.